네, 여러분 반갑습니다. 이제 곧 세계 해양 포럼.
Thank you very much for joining us for the marine bio session of the World Ocean Forum. We will take a group photo all together. Please look at the camera on the stage. Please look at the camera, and on the count of 3, please smile. Shall we say marine bio?
자, 한 차례 더 촬영할게요.
One more time. Why don't we wave at the camera? Yes, that's way more natural. Great, thank you. Is there anyone who didn't wave at the camera? The photo would be great. Then without further ado, let us move directly into the session.
네, 여러분.
Very nice to meet you all. Welcome to the last session of the World Ocean Forum 2023 in this track. Let us begin the Marine Bio session. My name is Chung Hae-ri. I will be serving as your MC of this program.
Gentlemen, welcome back. Now let us start the Marine Bio session of World Ocean Forum 2023. The theme of this session is Marine Bio, Sustainable Future Growth Engine. We are being live streamed online for this session on our website and also the YouTube channel, so feel free to leave your questions if you have any to our speakers. We'll address them later during the Q&A session. Also, for translation, use your receiver, tune it into channel number 2 for English. 네, 본 행사 한국어와 영어 동시 통역이 제공됩니다. 또한 현장 연사와 더불어 해외 연사가 온라인으로 참여하는 하이브리드 형식으로 진행되기 때문에 통역 수신기 필요하신 분께서는 1번 한국어, 2번 영어로 수신기 맞춰서 이용해 주시면 되겠습니다. 자, 그럼 곧바로 해양 바이오 세션.
Then let us directly jump into the Marine Bio session. Let me introduce the moderator of this session. President Choi Wan-hyun of the National Marine Biodiversity Institute of Korea will serve as the moderator of this session. Please welcome him with a big hand. Ladies and gentlemen, very nice to meet you all. I am Choi Wan-hyun. I am the president of the National Marine Biodiversity Institute of Korea. As you know all too well, this World Ocean Forum marks its 17th anniversary. There are 14 sessions all in all, and for the first time in the history of a World Ocean Forum, we have the Marine Bio session. And this is the first time for my institute to host a session at the WOF. I would like to thank all the participants and expert scholars, and as well as the presenters and panelists, and the participants who are joining us virtually via online for taking your time despite busy schedules. As you all know, the WOF is known as the Davos Forum for the oceans and the marine industry, and various international organizations, research institutes, government agencies, businesses, and relevant organizations get together to discuss the future directions for the maritime industry. And this has evolved into a truly global platform for discussion. And this forum started back in October 2007, and this year marks its 17th anniversary, as I mentioned previously. The grand theme of the WOF, which was created by the expert committee at the planning committee, is blue technomy. This is a theme, and this is a new term that we coined that represents blue, of the blue economy, in ocean-driven blue economy, and tech from technology, which is the tool for the realization of such blue economy, as well as the economy, which should be a sustainable since we have to continue the economic growth no matter what, as we have experienced through the COVID-19 pandemic. That is how we came up with the theme, Blue Technology. Looking back on what we have done so far, the National Marine Biodiversity Institute of Korea as the control tower for the marine bioresources, which is also responsible for the proper management of the marine resources, has not done enough to cover the bio area, marine bio area, but I'm so glad that although belatedly, we now have this marine bio session. And I'm very glad that we have experts from the industry, academia, and the research institute to discuss ways for the industry as well as the entire economy. There are all various sectors within the maritime industry. Now let me ask you, what is sea to you? We are living on Earth. And as we learned from the keynote speaker, the Earth we are living in is not made of land, but is actually made of water. It's a blue planet. And the surface, 83% of the surface of the Earth is water. And in terms of volume, it's 83%. That is why I believe we should call it not land Earth, but the water Earth, water planet. 80% of the entire life on Earth is marine organisms. And out of 330,000 different marine species known to the humanity, we are using only less than 1%. Everyone dreams of the day to move into and make the most of Mars, the planet Mars. But we do not know that much about the ocean yet. Then how shall we embrace it, and how shall we make the most of it? There are various values we pursue, and there are various ideas and interests in competing against each other. But more than anything else, these days we see the great shift in paradigm moving toward bioeconomy. With the super-aged society and the increasing number of single-member households, and the threat of pandemic and endemic and all different types of diseases, now is the time for us to tackle all these issues and challenges and to move into the age of bioeconomy 2.0, which is the promising future industry. In the maritime industry, the importance of marine bioindustry is being highlighted. That is why, as one of the future agenda, the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries has set the agenda for the marine bioindustry in order to create a favorable industrial ecosystem as well as the growth support scheme for the growth of the businesses in this field. However, let us be honest. The marine bio sector accounts for only 6 to 7% of the bio industry, but looking closer, you can see that it is registering a double-digit growth every year. Although it's as of 2021, the automotive market stands at 600 trillion Korean won, and the semiconductor industry, 800 trillion Korean won. Then, what about the size of the bio industry, bio market? It's 1,800 trillion Korean won, whopping 1,800 Korean trillion won. So this is not a sub-sector anymore. This is something which will sustain the entire global economy as well as the humanity down the road. However, as compared to the global market size, Korea's bio industry, especially the marine bio industry, is only in the initial stage. It has less than 10 years history in earnest. And as of 2021, the market is only 640 billion Korean dollar in size. But I believe by 2027, we can grow the market twice as big as what it is today. And my institute is at the forefront of such
steps under this cup shape during formation are the acidification of the cup space to a pH of 2, the secretion of adhesive and fuel cell proteins as complex fluids, and the phase inversion of these proteins resulting in a tough spongy structure. Each plaque takes an adult mussel about 5 minutes to make. Although all process steps are critically important to the formation of underwater adhesive for functional attachment and tenacity, the discovery of adhesive protein structures like these on the screen has drawn the most attention. The sequence of a cohesive protein is shown here and an adhesive protein here. Both share an abundance of these dopa catecholic residues as well as positive charges. As a consequence, the most popular distillation for synthetic translation has been the catechol functionalized polymer backbone. So any polymer with this functionality attached to it. Knowing the chemistry is an important advance, but it is no guarantee of high performance adhesives. The speaker is aware of 4 US companies that have tried to capitalize on catechol functionalized polymer backbones. There's one that you can see, another one here, another one there, and a 4th one. These polymers all have known or potential practical applications. And note that the intellectual property of each entails a catechol, but the rest of the detail is different. In their rush to develop unique intellectual properties based on catechol, all of these efforts have, to their disadvantage, neglected the instability of catechol groups, instability to oxidation. Once oxidized, the polymers are no longer useful adhesives. The effect of oxidation on mussel mimetic polymer properties is rarely discussed, but is readily apparent from a recent study in Science that measured the toughness of cast biomimetic coupons under tension. And as the results show here in this plot, the toughness decreased dramatically by a reduction in the strain. And at 2 weeks, they were too brittle to test. Mussels, of course, recognize the benefit of using catecholic dopa proteins for adhesion. By contrast to synthetics, however, catechol functionalities like these in mussel adhesives do not undergo progressive oxidation because they are continuously maintained under reducing conditions by the accompanying fuel cell proteins. Reducing electrons and protons are provided by these insulated droplets of complex fluids that are rich in thiols and other catechol. For non-chemists, this can be re-illustrated as a self-healing glue that stays strong as long as the fuel cells provide reducing electrons to restore the damage. So what can we say in conclusion from this activity in the US? Mussel adhesion is encouraging in that significant opportunities exist for technological innovation in wet adhesion. Also, catechol functionalized proteins and polymers motivate creative synthetic mimics. Indeed, 4 US entrepreneurial startups, biomedical, industrial, and sustainable polymers have been formed. However, there are troubling caveats that need to be dealt with. A major roadblock to long-term adhesion is that our insights on maintaining catechol stability are incomplete. We do not understand the mussel well enough to mimic what it does underwater. Also, US agencies tend to fund only translational research. And this misses the crucial point that in nature all things are interconnected, and any missing links will impact translation. Finally, there is no societal commitment to maintaining and deepening the natural resource database, and that represents a lack of stewardship. Thank you for your attention.
예, 허버트 교수님 고생 많았습니다.
Thank you very much, Professor Herbert. I think the connection was not as stable because of the internet connection in the United States.
So the Professor Herbert will join the discussion later, and we'll move on to the next presentation. In fact, his presentation was too technical and very scientific. It was pretty challenging to understand all he said, but for 3 presenters, we actually sent them some pre-question list. So one of the questions was that in a post-pandemic era, what kind of changes are taking place in the bio industry in the US? And also, what are the roles that the marine biology can play to respond to global warming and climate change? And also regarding the recent researches, what kind of researches are now being conducted in relation with the marine biology or marine bio? So these are the questions that we sent to our speakers in advance. And Professor Herbert, he conducted a lot of researches in relation with mussels. And already Korean bio startups, they also develop some technologies and commercialized technologies that are based on mussels. And also one of the age-old concern, which is a sticking underwater issue, this issue can be resolved. And also the mussels can perform adhesion in a very, very challenging environment. And he gave us a very good explanation of mechanism behind it, how mussels could have such an excellent adhesibility. And in order for bio industry to become an economic engine, I think we have to have a more comprehensive translational researches. And we should not overlook the fact that things in the natural ecosystem are all interconnected.